didn't heckle you, just woohooed you. Just supportive.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 romance movies based on true stories.
Brock, you seem like a really sweet guy. But how many times do I have to tell you we're not going out together?
How do you know for sure?
I don't, I just believe it.
It's the same with love, I guess.
You do like to change things, don't you?
For the better, I hope.
For this list, we'll be looking at big screen love stories that were at least loosely based on real life events. Did you know that these films were based on real stories? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, It Could Happen to You. Starring Bridget Fonda and Nicolas Cage, It Could Happen to You tells the story of an NYPD cop who wins the lottery and shares the money with a waitress who he met a day earlier.
What you're telling me, what you're saying to me, that you're really...
What, you think I'd make this up?
Yes, I do.
I'm not. We won.
The two end up falling in love as he goes through the process of divorcing his greedy wife. The tale is based on Robert Cunningham, a real-life police officer who split a lottery ticket with pizzeria waitress Phyllis Penzo in 1984.
If this ticket wins, I'll come back tomorrow and split the proceeds. And if it doesn't, I'll still come back and leave you a tip. What do you think?
I think I'm never gonna see you again.
He shared the winnings with her despite the fact that she had completely forgotten about their arrangement.
If you don't want me, I'll walk right out that door and you'll never see me again. But please stop talking about the money. It means nothing to me.
While the story may be true, the romance unfortunately is not. Number 9, Fever Pitch. While this Hollywood movie may have strayed from its source material, it was still based on the real life of well-known author Nick Hornby.
It's good for your soul to invest in something you can't control.
You're a romantic. You have a lyrical soul. You can love under the best and worst conditions.
Hornby published the essay Fever Pitch, A Fan's Life in 1992, which looks at his obsession with football, also known as soccer. The essay was adapted into a 1997 British film, which served as the inspiration for the 2005 American movie, starring Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore as the love interests.
What do you say we try to do all of it? Let's try to jerk one out of the park.
That's the sexiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
However, in the latter, the sport in question was swapped for baseball. Meanwhile, in the British version, the main character is played by none other than Colin Firth.
I don't think that Arsenal's home form is a sturdy enough basis for marriage and parenthood, do you?
No. Not even this season.
Number 8, A Beautiful Mind. The Oscar-winning movie A Beautiful Mind is based on the life of mathematician John Forbes Nash Jr., who was known for his work on game theory. While the film explores his battle with mental illness, there's also a major focus on his relationship with his wife, Alicia, which is why it's made the list.
I'm sorry, just give me a moment to redefine my girlish notions of romance.
The biographical drama implies that despite the difficulties that his paranoid schizophrenia brings to their life together, Alicia stays to support him throughout his career.
You wanna know what's real? This.
In real life, the couple were divorced in 1963, but they remarried in 2001.
How do you know for sure?
I don't, I just believe it.
It's the same with love, I guess.
Tragically, they were both killed in a traffic accident in 2015. Number 7, South Side with You. This one shouldn't come as a surprise, considering the fact that the two main characters are based on two of the most well-known political figures in the modern world.
I wonder if I can write books or hold a position of influence in civil rights.
Politics?
Maybe.
I just want to do more.
Yeah, so do I.
South Side with You looks at the early days of Barack and Michelle Obama's relationship, specifically exploring their first date.
Brock, you seem like a really sweet guy. But how many times do I have to tell you we're not going out together?
Well, Michelle, thank you for saying that. You seem like a real sweet girl, but I have to correct you. We are in fact out, and we are in fact together.
It's a treat to see a fictional depiction of this love story between the former President of the United States and his much admired wife. The two go to an art exhibit and see a screening of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, the latter of which reflects tidbits of their real first date that they've shared in interviews.
Showed all the sides. He was hip, cutting edge, cultural, sensitive, the fountain, nice touch, the walk, patient.
Take tips, gentlemen.
Number 6, The Theory of Everything. Eddie Redmayne won an Academy Award for his portrayal of famed theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, which co-stars Felicity Jones as Jane Hawking.
Wind back the clock.
Is that what you're doing? You're winding back the clock?
That is what I'm doing.
The film looks at the love story between the couple and is based on Jane's 2007 memoir, Travelling to Infinity, My Life with Stephen.
I know what you all think, that I don't look like a terribly strong person. But I love him.
While the filmmakers certainly took dramatic liberty in adapting this real-life tale, the events shown in the movie still reflect the essence of Jane's experiences at the time.
I want us to be together for as long as we've got, and if that's not very long, well then that's just how it is. It'll have to do.
The biographical romantic drama was released in 2014, and Stephen Hawking passed away 4 years later. Number 5, The Notebook. The Notebook is one of the most beloved romance movies of the century so far, yet even the most dedicated fans may not realise that it's actually based on a real-life couple.
Darling, oh my sweetheart. Oh, I love you so much.
The author of the novel that the film is based on, Nicholas Sparks, was inspired to write the story after meeting his then wife's grandparents.
Do you think that our love can create miracles?
Yes, I do. That's what brings you back to me each time.
He said that the pair seemed very much in love after decades of marriage, and he wanted to represent their story on the page. Rachel McAdams stars in another true story adaptation in The Vow, which is based on the terrible events that took place in Kim and Cricket Carpenter's lives.
How do you look at the girl you love and tell yourself it's time to walk away?
Number 4, Walk the Line. Walk the Line focuses on the tumultuous relationship between renowned songwriter Johnny Cash and the woman who becomes his second wife, June Carter.
Well, Bill, I got tangled.
Yeah, in what, Junebug?
Johnny Cash's guitar strap.
Don't worry, I can keep this honey for at least 2 minutes.
The events of the film are based on Man in Black, his own story in his own words, from 1975, and Cash, the autobiography from 1997, which are 2 autobiographies that Cash himself wrote. It looks at the earlier years of Cash's life, culminating in his proposal to June.
It's none of y'all heard she said yes.
The movie was both a critical and financial success, receiving 5 Oscar nominations at the Academy Awards in 2006. These included Best Actress for Reese Witherspoon, which she won.
Y'all gonna blow this tour. You can't walk no line.
Number 3, Out of Africa. One of Meryl Streep's most iconic roles is playing Karen Blixen in Out of Africa, opposite Robert Redford.
You've ruined it for me, you know.
Ruined what?
Being alone.
The film is based on Blixen's real life, which she chronicled in the memoir of the same name that was published under the pen name Isaac Dinesen. While the story is loosely based in fact, the film does depart from history on a number of occasions.
You do like to change things, don't you?
For the better, I hope. It plays down some of the darker instances that took place on Blixen's farm, as well as the timeline of her relationship with big game hunter Dennis Finch Hatton.
When did you learn to fly? Yesterday.
Number 2, The Big Sick. Kumail Nanjiani stars in The Big Sick, which was released in 2017. But what you may not realise is that the actor also wrote the screenplay alongside his wife Emily V. Gordon. Not only that, but also the script is based on their real-life love story.
I feel like this is freaking you out. Is this freaking you out?
It's not freaking me out.
The events of the romantic comedy mirror their relationship, in which Nanjiani bonded with Gordon's family after she fell ill.
I just sort of lost control.
I thought it was sexy.
Me too. Not like sexy, but like cool sexy.
While it's described as being semi-autobiographical, the creators have admitted that many scenes in the film were actually taken from their real life. For example, they really did meet when Gordon went to one of Nanjiani's comedy shows and heckled him.
He didn't heckle you, just woo-hooed you. Just supportive.
Okay, that's a common misconception. But yelling anything at a comedian is considered heckling. Heckling doesn't have to be negative.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Loving. Loving is based on the true forbidden love story of two famous figures from American history.
Cohabitating as man and wife against the peace and dignity of the Commonwealth.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
Richard and Mildred Loving, played by Joel Edgerton and Ruth Negga, achieved notoriety because of their involvement in the Supreme Court case Loving versus Virginia, which ended up overturning laws that prohibited interracial marriage.
What is the state of danger to the people of interracial marriage? Marriage is a fundamental right.
The story told in the film is based on a documentary called The Loving Story, which was released in 2011. While the biographical romantic drama changed some historical details, director Jeff Nichols attempted to remain as faithful to the couple's real story as possible.
How do you feel about what happened here today?
Well, I feel hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.